Hey guys, today we're looking at something a little bit different, for me anyway. This is a Panzer Kampfwagen 4 Type A by a company called IBG. Now, kind of the subtitle for this is The World at War, which is nothing to do with the BBC, I think it was, TV series narrated by Laurence Olivier of the 1970s. This is a Polish company, IBG, who make very good quality 172 models. This particular one, of course, being the Panzer IV in Type A. So the early Panzer IV variant with the short barrel 75, used as a support tank, generally speaking, in conjunction with the Panzer III, which was sort of the main sort of, what you call it, breakthrough or anti-tank for want of a better term. So anyway, it says it's a 172, although myself I kind of think it's more closer to 176. So once I have this Panzer IV complete, I will compare it to a Airfix Panzer IV, which is also in 176, and we'll see how they measure up. So basically, you see the box there is sort of a modern artwork, should I say, kind of a rendition there. It's neither a photograph nor an art piece, for want of a better term, kind of a composite of both. Looks quite well, in fairness. Some of those kind of things don't work out too well, but this one looks quite nice. Obviously done on a computer, but not too bad. Side of the box there, just some information about the product itself. Here's some color guidelines there. Recommends Vallejo and is it Hatica paints. I don't use either of those, but that's not too bad. What else have we got? And on the other side then, just a little bit of a picture of the various kind of, like, from a colour perspective. And that's it. That's the box. Fairly straightforward. Nothing particularly dramatic in that sense at all. Now, the one thing that is a little bit different is that this actually comes with a magazine. The magazine, obviously, the exact same cover as the front of the box. It says free collectible model kit inside. Well, it was on the outside, but hey, there you go. The magazine itself is kind of a multilingual or dual lingual scenario where you have text in English and in German. A couple of nice photographs, one or two I hadn't seen myself before, in fairness. There's a nice one there, and the instructions are actually contained within the magazine itself as well. Gives a little bit of information on the magazine itself and publishers and so on and so forth. I have to say, whilst it's a nice little magazine in that sense, the English isn't great, to be honest. It's a bit of a hard read. It's it's translated. I don't know whether who translated it, or was it a kind of a literal translation. Can be a little bit dodgy sometimes. German seems okay, although my German isn't brilliant either, but I didn't see anything jumping out at me that kind of made me go, oh, that's wrong. But certainly in the case of some of the English, it's a bit dodgy and kind of a bit slightly poorly put together, to be honest with you. But at the same time, look, it's really just used as a vehicle to get the model kit into a different marketplace, which is the newsagent, which is kind of ironic, really, because for me, that's where most of my kids came from as a kid, was from the newsagents. But they just don't seem to do these kind of things anymore, unfortunately. So let's have a look at the Sprue. Advertising in the back there for Vallejo. So the sprues themselves comes with a couple of little small sprues, if I could untangle it here. So you have various turret components here, a few other little bits and pieces. Another bit of turret component there at that. And they're nice, crisp little bits, I have to say. Look quite well. I imagine they'll go together. It's kind of a fast build piece as well, so, or quick build, if you will. So from that perspective, I'm expecting this to go together nicely. Let's see how it goes. There's the hull, upper and lower. Yeah, looks like a peg there. I haven't seen that before. And here's the final sprue. So yeah, a little bits and pieces there. Gun mantlet and so on and so forth. And something I love here, one-piece track systems. They look fairly decent as well, in fairness, I have to say. These one-piece systems are great because they just take so much time and messing around out of the equation. And I mean, in fairness, they're fairly detailed there for a one-piece little thing. However fast take note, you could do this too. You can just see the detail there isn't too bad. Yeah, it could be better, but at the same time, not bad at all. And so all the other little bits and bobs there. So I'm going to head off to work and come back and this evening, and or maybe tomorrow, and we will have this completed. So we'll see how we get on. Just one little quick look at the decals before I go. There are the early war colorings there, as you can see. So we'll crack on, see what we can do with this, and see how it works out. I do think it's going to be a little bit small. I'll compare it to other Panzer IVs I have, and you can be the judge of that yourself once completed. So back in a second, guys. Okay, so we've returned with the IBG World at War Panzer Kampfwagen 4 Type A, and a very simple little construct, literally just a few pieces, a little quick build, fast build, whatever you want to call it, and quite nice as well. I like the track systems that I tend to do with these little ones, even though it seems a little flimsy there, it's actually quite solid. The pegs, the mounting pins there are quite nice, the axles. Just a nice little tank. It's fairly straightforward, as I always say. A nice little bit of detail on it, nicely moulded, nicely sculpted, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, I've left the decals off at the moment because this is actually going into the young lads collection, and I want to do a little bit more weathering on it and just some shading, just to bring that back a small little bit before I put the decals on. But as you can see, that's the tank itself there. It's the short barrel 75mm early war variant of the Panzer IV, and we just present itself there from the front. A little bit of a gap in the front there to fill yet, but that's only a small job. And that's it. Real nice little tank, handy little kit. Very, very simple. One thing about it though, it is advertised or stated that it is a 172 kit. There, 172, yeah. However, I would say that it's considerably smaller than 172. Just for comparison's sake, here is an ancient Airfix Panzer IV that I did, I don't even want to know how many years ago. And it's actually a little smaller than that, kind of, just a little square that up there a little bit. Yeah, you can just about see there. It's a little bit shorter than that, a little bit narrower. The turret size, I don't know if you can make it out there, but turret size is a little bit different as well. And basically, it's just a little bit too small for me and my wargaming requirements, I think personally. So I'll be giving this on to the young lad for his bedroom floor battles. It just wouldn't be for me, to be honest with you. Here is actually the only Panzer IVs I have at the moment are Airfix. So this is the Panzer IV chassis in proper 172, and you can see the difference there. It's kind of considerable. Let's get a little bit higher than that. That is a Hasegawa Ausf, which is for repainting in the next week or two. And will appear in a video shortly with the Hasegawa Verbelwind, but that's for another day. But as you can see, it being a proper 172 chassis, or whatever you want to call it, you can actually see the difference there. The IBG is a considerably lower, considerably shorter, considerably narrower. So from that perspective, it won't be a runner for me for the war games. But it is quite a nice little kit, as I say. If you weren't into matching in sizes, I mean, I'm not particularly pedantic about it, but I did find that this one was just too small. I know that happens from time to time, so we'll just have to crack on with other kits. But nice little kit. I mean, and if you're into just building the odd model here and there, these are quite nice. You get the little magazine with it as well, which isn't brilliantly written, but well, maybe it is if you speak German or Polish or whatever it was originally written in, but the translation is a little bit rough. German seems okay, but my German isn't good enough to really make that judgment, I suppose. But the English is a little bit off. But at the same time, the information is actually fairly accurate, and there's quite a lot of it. So if you can struggle through the the way it's written. You'll still manage to get a lot of decent information out of it, but that's just not a runner for me. I won't be rushing out and getting a second one of these, to be perfectly honest, or any subsequent issues of it, which is a pity, because it would have been nice to have a range current out there with something new in it that just been nice. It's nice to have it in the hobby. But at the same time, look, it's a nice little kit. As I say, I'll finish this off with a bit of shading with the decals on it, and it'll be a little competent for the young lad and his battles. So that's it, guys. I'll leave you with it. That's the my little quick look at the IBG World at War series of the magazine, Panzer IV. It's the early war variant of the Panzer IV, the Ausf A. So that's it, guys. Thanks a million. More videos coming up fairly soon, so if you'd like and subscribe, that'd be great. And we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.